one of the finest here in the city, a fine shop for souvenirs and gifts. Across the street on the right hand side you will find Penny Store, and adjacent to it is Eason's bookstore. Now very shortly I will be pointing out to you a monument placed here in O'Connell Street in honour of a man by the name of Daniel O'Connell. Now Daniel O'Connell was a liberator. He was also responsible for Catholic emancipation here in this country. And surrounding the base of this monument there are 4 winged victories, and they represent Daniel's strong characteristics: patriotism, eloquence, courage and fidelity. The bridge that we will be passing over is also named after Daniel O'Connell, and underneath the bridge flows the River Liffey. It stems in Kildare in County Wicklow. It's over 80 miles long, and it flows to my left down to Dublin Bay. Now the River Liffey also separates the north side of Dublin City from the south side. When we pass over the bridge, we will be travelling back onto the south side of the city and into a street known as De Leer Street. It's named after the French Huguenot Jeremiah De Leer. Now he was a goldsmith and a jeweller. He was also a member of the Wider Streets Commission here in Dublin, and he later became sheriff. Now the French Huguenots came to Dublin in 1682. They were persecuted in France because of their Protestant religion, and Dublin was a safe haven for Protestants. Now coming up here on the right hand side you'll find the O'Connell Monument, and as we pass it by, if you look at the angel nearest the bus, you should be able to notice the bullet hole in her right breast, and that's from the 1916 insurrection. Basically here on your right hand side.
Now I see it. Oh dear.
Now if you look down the river here to the left you will see a railway bridge, and just beyond that bridge is a building with a green dome. It's known to us as the Custom House. It took around 10 years to complete. It was designed by a man by the name of James Gandon. He was born in London. He came over here to Dublin to visit a friend, and he ended up staying here. He was responsible for most of the public buildings around Dublin City, and indeed around Ireland itself. We're now passing through De Leer Street. If you look on the pavement immediately here to your left, you will see a stein or a stone. That marks the spot where the Vikings landed here in Dublin in 841. In the interest of safety, I would ask you all to remain seated at all times until the bus reaches the particular bus stops. Now the next stop will be stop number 2. Anybody wanting to visit Grafton Street or Trinity College. Now Trinity College here to my left was built in 1592 on a charter from Queen Elizabeth I. Now she wanted to promote the Protestant ethos, and at that time Catholics were banned from attending here. Now when Catholic emancipation was introduced, the ban was lifted. But this time the Catholic bishops, they reintroduced the ban, and it wasn't until 1970, when the ban was finally lifted, that Catholics were allowed to attend here. That's the main entrance there to your left. We're stopping up here at stop number 2. Now there are around 19,000 students attending Trinity College at the present time, of which 90% are Catholic. Inside of Trinity, in the library, you will find the magnificent Book of Kells written on the island of Iona in Scotland by the monks. Trinity College was also the scene of the making of many a film down through the years. One most notable film which starred Michael Caine, that film was called Educating Rita. Morning folks, you're very welcome, thank you. There was somebody sitting down on the bus, and yeah. Spanish away to the next one. Okay, sir.